This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled their homes to escape conflict in Ukraine, leaving jobs, belongings and loved ones behind. They need shelter, food and water. You can help. To donate online, search DEC or text radio to 70150 to give £10. Thank you.
Streaming 24/7, this is Brum Radio.
Thank you for downloading this Brum Radio podcast. For more podcasts, visit brumradio.com.
I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined in the studio by Kieron and Tennexa, who are from the creative universe. They're bringing a project called ZENDAYA to the Old Rep Theatre from on the 27th and 28th of July, and you can find out details about booking tickets to that from the oldreptheatre.co.uk. Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine.
Thank you so much for taking the time to pop down here and have a chat to us in the studio today. Yay. We don't get people in the studio very often, so it's wonderful just to have some visitors. Tell us about ZENDAYA and how this project came about. How did it come about?
So I'm the writer for ZENDAYA.
Yes.
And it started off as a journey where through DYCP I wanted to explore Black British children's pantomime.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt there wasn't a lot of artistic dialect around that. And as you know, the industry is quite opaque, and we needed to find more artistic avenues for young actors, young children, Black actors, as well as older actors to get involved in the project. In theatre pieces, as you know, it's a privileged industry and can be exclusionary at times in terms of accessibility for people with, disability needs and stuff. And so we found that going down that road and looking at my practice as an artist, as a writer, and extending it and enhancing it, I felt that it was important to explore pantomime and how we could create original content that would speak to audiences. So the Arts Council supported that journey, and the Birmingham City Council, Commonwealth team, they were just, we spoke to them throughout lockdown, sort of co-created how we could engage younger audiences into the Commonwealth Festival in the local community. And from there, we kind of pushed our proposal, got that in the books, and we managed to secure the grant for that. And we basically said, you know what, let's make this exciting. Let's just push the story. And I felt Kieron would be a good director because he understands my work. He understands the craziness to the, in terms of the script. But the actors involved would be ideal.
How long ago did you first get involved in this project, Kieron?
From the jump. I'm a founder of TCU along with Tennexa. Yeah, and I've worked on a lot of projects with Tennexa, and acting as one of the project managers as well for the creative universe. I'm always going to play my role, you know what I mean? So whatever comes up, whatever Tennexa wants to do when it comes to
immersive
work and theatre, anything to do with theatre.
And the logical stuff, the practical planning stuff.
That's when I come in, you know what I mean? When it gets to the stage design and how we're going to do it, how we're going to go about the logistics of things. That's my job for the company. Yeah. So so from the jump, I was all for it. I love the storyline. Believe it's got a nice deep meaning to it. You know what I mean? It's not just a pantomime.
Yes.
It's not just a children's pantomime. There's a lot of knowledge in it, a lot of history in it. You know what I mean? And I was all for it.
There's going to be young kids in Birmingham,
absolutely,
that haven't seen theatre before or seen panto or ever been at the theatre where they've seen somebody that looks like themselves.
Yeah.
How important is that to bring that to this generation?
That's literally what the company is about. Yeah. You know what I mean? We do immersive theatre for
site-specific art.
I was one of the first to do site-specific in the city. I've seen a lot of stuff popping up after. That's how it goes. You know what I mean?
And we're glad to inspire people.
Yeah, we was the first people to do like site-specific.
Yeah.
Cars driving through audience, motorbikes. You know what I mean? Like
driving
that's what our plays are like. Like it's not just. It's not. We bring a different swing to theatre, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get more people.
We don't believe in traditional theatre. It's quite unconventional.
Fantastic.
And everything that we've kind of like worked on together. Kieron's, eye for sound design, directing, compositions, acoustic layers, and the contours of that in terms of production. Kieron's always had the extra eye in taking quality to the next level, whereas I'm just about the script and bringing excitement, but he kind of like takes it more where normal people that go out clubbing would sit down and actually come and watch it. And it's important for us to kind of use ZENDAYA as an opportunity for younger children.
Yes.
And one thing about this production, when we did this, it was about not just young children coming in to see it. We have a relaxed viewing the 28th of July for children in foster care that they're not able to access arts simply because of the safeguarding around them being in the public eye.
Yeah.
So, and especially people with disabled challenges, as well as people with mental health issues and long-term conditions. We have actually implemented a seating strategy for them to be able to have, particular areas, priority seating in the theatre, as well as an entry point for them to come into the theatre. So it's really important to allow children that are not used to accessing arts an opportunity to do that. And by doing that, we've created a 2-day strategy.
Yeah, we got around it. We got around it because it's an awkward time in it that we're doing, especially what we do. It's theatre in it, so we're talking. It's not online or whatnot. We're talking like
live theatre.
Live theatre. That means audience. That means a group of people. You know what I mean? So with what's going on and whatnot,
it's important for us to tap into exclusionary arts, working with communities that aren't particularly usually engaged in theatre. Black audiences have got a history of engaging in theatre that is, from Jamaica authentically coming into England. We're creating this from a Black British perspective.
Yeah.
And Anansi the Spider, like Josh is playing the lead role. That's an African Caribbean folklore story that's been kind of revised and regenerated to kind of like engage these young children and educate them. But like I say, the play is a multicultural play, and we've got people from white British, Asian, Indian, Black communities all involved as actors and as cast members.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm really excited to find out more about this as the project goes on further as well, and I can't wait for Birmingham audiences to see this. This was one of the projects that I heard about very early on during the process of Birmingham 2022. I didn't know there was going to be a festival 8 months ago. I had no idea, and then for someone to sit us down and tell us one day that there was going to be this huge festival and that it would have a really large impact on the city was just wonderful to see. I'm really thrilled that you guys are doing this and that you've taken up a space at the old rep.
Yes, the news about this.
Yes.
Shall we do a drum roll? No. Anyway, right. So the beauty about the Arts Council and this actual Commonwealth Game Festival, the legacy that this has provided for us on the heels of it, we have now created an iconic partnership with the Old Rep, meaning we are the first Black independent resident theatre company to actually be at the Old Rep.
That's exciting.
It's exciting times.
Really exciting.
Never been done before in the region. So that is an achievement for us as well as the art scene.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's
so we get
wonderful.
all the support in terms of occupying rehearsal spaces, being able to use the halls, all of that, and we're now able to allow.
Amazing. Well done, guys. That's so exciting to hear. As I say, I'm thrilled to be sharing about this with the audience and getting people from interested in the Commonwealth Games to discover more about this production as well. You can check out the details at the Old Rep Theatre. You can check out oldreptheatre.co.uk. Check out thecreativeuniverse.co.uk for more details about these guys as well. The production Zendaya is on the 27th and 28th of July at the Old Rep Theatre, and tickets are on sale now. You can get tickets now. Guys, thank you so much for chatting about this to me today.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for coming down as well. I'm really proud that you guys have set up residency at the Old Rep Theatre, and it's, as I say, it's a wonderful space to be able to go and just park in and be able to breathe in the space as well, especially when you think about the history of the productions that have been there. So that's wonderful.
Started building.
Brilliant. I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined in the studio by Josh Naraldo, who is in the performance of Zendaya, which is a production by Creative Universe, and it's part of Birmingham 2022 Festival, which is part of the Commonwealth Games. It's a production that's going to be on at the Old Rep. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good today. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. How long have you been involved in this project for, or is it quite new to you?
So it's been in the making for a couple of months.
Yes.
But we were just waiting for a lot of things to be finalised.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like a wait, and obviously because it is obviously involved with the Commonwealth and stuff,
yes,
we had to wait to announce it, and so it was kind of like a waiting game. But obviously everything's out now, so just looking forward to actually getting it started.
As an actor, you wouldn't normally be as involved in the production at this point, compared to other productions. Does that give you a real comfort that where the production's at, and what sort of stage it's at? I
think it's like getting a first hand, for everything. And obviously I've worked with TCU before, so it's good to actually be up front and meeting people and actually seeing it step by step. And it kind of makes me more engaged in it as well, and a bit more excited because I kind of know like what's coming. So,
are you able to tell us a little bit about what the production is, and maybe a little bit about the story that we might expect?
Okay, so it's obviously a pantomime.
Yes.
And I mean, it's mostly for young people, but anyone can come really, because obviously it's a family play. So we're expecting people to come with obviously their parents and so forth, and obviously just enjoy it. It's about a new child that's new to mankind, and she also has some kind of superhero powers, so it's a bit of sci-fi in there, very magical, and like it's more of like a tropical jungle as well. So loads of laughing, dancing, a bit of everything really. And I think another thing what I'm excited for is actually the music side to it as well, because obviously that's going to bring in a lot of like the storytelling as well, because it's not just going to be obviously us speaking. The music will play a big role in the project as well.
Fantastic. Have you seen what your costumes are going to be like within the production yet? Is that something that you're at the stage at?
So it's in the process. I kind of have an idea of like the costumes, but because I'm playing two roles, obviously it's a bit different because I'm playing a spider. So
yes, that's a mad thing to be doing.
Like, I actually don't know how that's going to go yet, but I just know that it's going to be something crazy. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually be dressed as a spider or if it's going to be more of a voice-over, and obviously just have a spider, maybe, hanging from
doing the performance. So, I think that's wonderful that you don't know, though, because suddenly you're at that point where it's a bit of an adventure for yourself as a journey as well. And there's only a couple of other characters on the stage during the production. It's in terms of the number of people that are involved in it, it's quite a small number that's going to be on the stage.
I think the main cast obviously is the four of us, but there is a few others involved as well.
Wow,
but but obviously I don't think that has been announced yet, but
that's okay. I don't have to get you to announce that today. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, I think it's really exciting to be able to have this project come to Birmingham and to be able to share it with a Birmingham audience as well. For lots of people, panto is their first exposure to theatre. What do you think that small children or young children are going to be able to do when they're telling people in the future about this production? What do you think they'll say?
I think it's also stuff that they can kind of look up to, and you know what, if these guys can do it, so can I. Because I didn't go to drama school or anything. I just kind of worked my way up by obviously doing acting from school to college. Then I've been going to Belgrade Theatre in Coventry and doing some stuff there. So it's like I just build myself up really, and obviously you don't have to go to drama school to, you know, be in a production. It's just kind of putting yourself out there and getting the experience you need to become an actor, and then obviously just going from there. And obviously I've been doing this for quite some years now, so it's like finally something. Obviously I've been doing other stuff, but to me this is like one of the biggest projects because it's obviously at the Old Rep Theatre in my hometown, so I'm just really looking forward to it.
I've got a boring fact about Old Rep Theatre. It was the first theatre in the world where people performed Shakespeare in modern clothing.
Wow.
So normally Shakespeare before that would have been performed in the traditional clothing, but the Old Rep Theatre was the first one in the whole world where they wanted to show that Shakespeare could be set today.
Okay.
So for me, seeing productions which are groundbreaking all the time, having them at the Old Rep is just a wonderful experience to have.
Definitely.
And it's a really have you been onto the stage yet in there? It's a really intimate stage to be able to go on as well. And I think having this type of story told to young people is just absolutely wonderful for them. Hopefully I'm going to get to come along and see it myself. I think that's something that's going to be very exciting to do. You can see Creative Universe's ZENDAYA, and it's going to be at the Old Rep Theatre from the 27th and the 28th of July. Tickets are available now if you go to the Old Rep Theatre. You can also find out details about the Creative Universe at thecreativeuniverse.co.uk. Thank you so much, Josh, for taking time to chat to us today as well.
Thank you for listening to this Brum Radio podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app.